What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new season of the Fight Factory Wrestling Podcast right here on the MyFandom YouTube channel. It is Dave Sergio, Tommy D. Across the pond, we have, of course, Chris Payne and Tommy Tequila as they, a nice little American whiskey. That's a great bar. Great bar for Rangers hockey games. Playoff games would have been great.
Yeah.
Would have been great. But now we can watch the Devils lose. So there's a little catch-22 there. But anyway, this show is being brought to you by Arthur Cantina Wine and Spirits.
2 weeks in a row.
I know, I'm rolling now.
2 weeks in a row.
I know.
It's the desk.
It might be the desk. I feel a lot more comfortable behind the desk. As we were back to the desk, the bricks are back. We laid them, actually. I had Tom, Jesus, mother of Christ. I had Tommy stop in earlier to lay all these bricks. Tommy D has been working hard. He used all of his last resorts because obviously our thoughts and prayers to everybody that lives near Tommy, because right now, it's on fire. So hopefully everybody's evacuated and got out of their things and got their belongings.
18,000 acres it's up to.
They're gonna put wonderful apartments everywhere it burned, and that's where my tinfoil hat starts to take over a little bit.
You're so early.
So anyway. Of course, those guys, and of course our friends over at Savvy Seats, 10% off Fight Factory 10 at checkout for all your any events you want to go to. Check it out. Go check that out as well. And of course, Ringside Collectibles. What is the promo code, Payne, for Ringside Collectibles?
War on the Shore 10.
Boom. There you go. 10% off of all your new toys from Ringside Collectibles. Now, of course, we are coming to you live from the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru studio in Matawan, New Jersey, a.k.a. Chop Studios.
I got to go visit them.
Okay, great. That'd be wonderful. You guys can shop and buy cars and say that I sent you because they're paying for the damn place at this point. But anyway, hope everybody's doing well out there as we are just recovering now.
When they turn the cars off, so do the lights.
Payne just got back from a little mini vacay. Obviously, me, Tommy.
With no fucking tan.
Me, yeah, really.
What are you talking about?
He's a little tan.
I was as white as this shirt. And I was fucking fat.
You're still
now
white.
I'm fat with a little color.
You're still white.
Not everyone can get Hogan fucking...
What movie is that? And that's Benchwarmers.
You're still fat.
Yeah, you're still out. You're still fat. Anyway.
This guy fucking tans in crude oil, and he's got fucking something
That's
to say
part
to
of his
me.
gym membership, bro. He's one of those.
And no
he's a faking baker.
No tanning lotion, no nothing. Just go in there, sweat, and done.
That's disgusting, Tommy.
I
Anyway.
am fully erect.
And then when he walks out...
You know what? And you wonder why we come out.
That was a layup. I could have not taken
Layup or the first thought that came to your
You
head?
just put your hand like that when you say
tomato. I'm gay, don't you get it?
There it is.
I'm going to clip that up. Anyway, so in any event, we're all coming down. Yeah, we're coming, as Payne tucks himself into the corner. Anyway, we're all coming down from our WrestleMania highs and some lows, and obviously the Raw after Mania delivers as well. We'll get into all that. Look, there's a lot to talk about. It's WrestleMania. It was, to me, overall, if I had to give it all right, we'll go around the table here. So if we had to give WrestleMania a grade from a to F, well, you can add the pluses and the minuses if you want. I'll start with Tommy D. What do you give both nights? I'm talking about collective inside of Vegas. What do you give WrestleMania 41?
B.
Okay, solid B. That works. Payne?
6.5.
All right, that does not apply to what the equation is here.
What are you, Elon fucking Musk?
What is the Q?
It's so really funny you say that because I have my Excel spreadsheet.
Oh, God. Yeah,
My average score is a 6.5.
Okay,
Shut up.
So we're
Swear on my
gonna go C+.
C+ on WrestleMania. Okay, we'll explain it. Why?
I was being nice, but I kind of agree with
Tommy
Payne.
T. What are we thinking here?
6.5.
Which is a
Showing
what?
Payne
C+?
the proof of
It's a
that.
C+.
C+.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a B-. I
Yeah.
think there was plenty of moments where I was like, this is awesome. And then there was also plenty of moments where I'm like, okay, I could have
I'm
done
going
without
on a
that match.
collective of why I gave it that score. Not just...
Yeah, me too.
Not just like what happened at the show, like what was missing. Who was missing?
There was we went over this last week about the guys that were missing from the show, and that was just catastrophic.
Can I
What's
just
up?
hit a pause on Friday night information that came out prior to WrestleMania, the most important part of the wrestling weekend?
Sure.
Tom Latimer versus Muff.
Yes.
Champion versus champion.
Yes, we should probably
I
cut
could
that
care
off.
less about the WWE.
Right.
The fight, it is now the road to Fight Factory Wrestling, War on the Shore 2.
It is
What
the
is
road.
that?
Of Afangul.
And we're
WrestleMania.
We're just over about 80 some odd days left, if not
Oh
80
my God.
on the
When
money.
I-
When I
WA.
fucking left, it was 99.
I know, dude. I said the other day, I was like, wow, we have like 100. We're almost at that 100 mark. Guess what? 20 days went like that. So we are on the road
You
to
said
the war.
120 days, like
The war on the
3 or 4
shore,
days
and
ago.
we announced on Friday for the first time in history,
I really got to ramp up the steroid use.
Tom Latimer, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
We all got guys.
The NWA has never defended its championship on the beach before. They've never. I don't know about the Jersey Shore as a whole, but for the first time, Thomas Latimer will be taking on our champion, this guy right here, Danny Moff. Title for title. Somebody's walking home with 2 belts.
And they seem
That's all
kind
I'm
of
saying.
excited about it. So
Yeah, no, everybody's jacked up. I remember presenting this to Moff at ISPW, and I told him, I said, this is a possibility. What do you think? And he just was like, what, really? Like, really? Like, he was just like, he didn't think it was at all
you know
possible.
what, man? And honestly, I'm.
And I got to give credit to Kevin Keenan.
Yeah, that was-
a
that
lot
was
of this
it, yeah.
was to get NWA head official Kevin
But
Keenan
I'm
was
so
big on this.
happy for Moff.
Of course.
This is a belt that is tied with so much wrestling history, and you can say whatever you want. The NWA is not the bullshit. It's the NW fucking A. That was the belt that Dusty held. Ric Flair, Lou Thez. That is a historic belt.
say that name again.
Lou Thez.
No, the way you said it.
Lou Thez,
Thez.
Blue Skies.
You know,
As excited as I am for Moff, I am excited for the 3 of you. You are in a level of category with organizations that have represented this belt. This TNA,
Banana
Open
Crime Family,
Championship.
Genevieve. Oh, sorry, wrong family. My bad.
Dude, this is
Mea
insane.
culpa.
Like I marking out moment of just being associated with you guys and this. This is so fucking cool. The NWA title being on the line at your 3rd event ever. This is insane.
Some would say we know what the fuck we're doing. But no.
Others would not show up.
Bragging, yeah.
But yeah, for all his years in the business, for Moff to get a shot at this and look, possibly win, I'm happy for him.
It's
I really
a
am
great
happy for him.
opportunity
He
for
deserves
all parties involved. I know this guy already reached out to Billy Corgan and his people trying to get the Smashing Pumpkins to perform. No.
Cool it, Billy.
So we actually did. No bullshit.
They're
We reached out to
excited
Billy
for
Corgan.
it, though,
They
so.
really are. They're jacked up for it. I think this is something that all companies should be doing. Now, look, I've reached out to other companies about possibly defending their championships on our show, TBA, right? We'll figure that out as we go because I think it was you who said it in the chat, saying like this feels like a Night of Champions type deal where we can defend other championships.
GCW Heavyweight Champion, House of Glory Heavyweight Champion.
They're all there.
And the NWA Heavyweight Champion.
And the,
All
and
three
the
of
Plus
them.
Fight
our-
Factory
our
heavyweight
champions.
The
champion.
Fight Factory Heavyweight Champions. 4
and the
champions
Superbird
on.
fucking belt. Like
There's a lot, and the women's championship is on the
That's
line.
what I
We're going to
mean.
announce
It's
that
a
in a
night
couple
of
days.
gold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get my own belt made.
you did. Chase has it.
Whoa. You know, that's a great segue, Payne. That's a great segue.
I love it. I can't tell if you're staring at me or the brick wall.
It's perfect.
And
No,
I
he's
love
staring
it.
at bricks. Did you see
And I
Scares?
love it. This is going to be a plus doing this because I'm gonna be so fucking animated. I'm gonna be right in your fucking face. You slut.
I'm so excited for
fucking
this.
putz.
So I feel like this conversation, it becomes a round table of sorts, and I think that's the way to do it. Because that's when some of our best episodes have come on. Me, you,
Right, we have
Payne,
Knights.
and Shay was over there. I'm looking for a new producer.
Knights
to
and
possibly,
Queens.
Yeah, and now...
I'm gay, don't you get it?
Yes, girl.
Queen. Anyway, so it was a great segue, as you say. I'm going to create my own belt, right? Because we can segue into WrestleMania. There's an individual who decided to come out in the middle of a main event with his own belt.
Oh, we just want. We just
and
want.
nobody and everybody hated it.
We
But
want
now
to jump
Payne
right
wants
to that, huh? We want to just jump right to that. I don't want to go.
The topical things that I want to talk about. That is
Okay.
the most
Yeah,
topical
just get
one.
that out of the way.
Get it? Yeah, you can get it out of the way because there's a lot to discuss when it comes to John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the championship.
And
now,
why
look,
The Rock sucks so much.
we all know the result. We're not breaking any news to you. John Cena wins his 17th championship. He becomes the GOAT. Now, the problem is with me is we were all like going back and forth on the text, and I think I was actually getting angry. And I typically don't get angry at these guys because this I enjoy actually talking to these
I'm
guys.
also 6'5"
I
and
can't
black.
wait to clip that part up on my own.
Nobody's lying. Stop.
Wait, what did I say?
You don't get angry at us.
I don't.
Typically,
I don't.
I got cursed out twice a day on vacation.
Listen, well, because you're on vacation and I wasn't. That's why. No, but all right.
I got a kid punching me in the balls with a shovel for the beach,
You
and this
deserve
guy's
that.
cursing
How much
me out.
did you pay extra for that?
It's one of those add-ons,
Yeah.
right? No, but for real. So the championship match happens. We have a new champion. It is John Cena. I would have loved for this to play out differently. However, it didn't. And you have to accept what they have in mind, guys. I think that we have to have a healthy adult conversation as to why the WWE decided to pull the trigger on Travis Scott and not The Rock. Now, The Rock went on Pat McAfee. He explained the entire situation. He said he wanted to make sure that the spotlight was on Cena and was on Cody Rhodes. Now you bring in a Travis Scott, which again, I wish I could hit the fast forward button because he took about 4 months to get to the ring. But once he got there, he got his little receipt with Cody, and then you got the dick kick and the whole, whatever the hell. I don't really want to call it a receipt because he gave him a, fucking whatever the hell you call it.
The Crossroads was not a receipt.
And it's not a receipt.
Furiously.
No. Yeah, if you would have punched him dead in the mouth, I would understand that. But now look, there's a trickle-down effect to that. Imagine him with all the street cred that he has in the rap game, right?
Street cred.
I'm just saying, if he has this street cred, like he's a badass motherfucker, right?
There's no 2025
And then
street cred
somebody,
rapper.
some professional wrestler in the stigma in the world, a fake wrestler punches you in the face and you drop. How does it make you look? Makes you look kind of shitty.
Makes you look like a 120-pound guy that has no business being in that ring.
Yeah.
Correct in that regard. But what I'm saying is, if you hit the finishing move in a pro wrestling thing, I feel like it delivers more of a punch where he can go back to his boys like, yeah, man, a guy hit me with the crossroads. Shit like that.
If this was 1980, I'd agree with you. Today,
Yeah, I mean, if you hit him with a
Cody's
fucking
black
leg
eye
drop.
for what, 3 weeks?
Say what now?
Cody's black eye for 3 weeks
That's
after
what
Elimination
Cody was
Chamber?
saying. Because he couldn't hear because he ruptured his eardrum.
So, that's not the receipt. I want him to have a black eye. I want him to bleed. I want him to
death.
get punched in the face.
I want death.
Just bleed. Look. I hope you guys are all under the realization
man,
as to why he was used in this spot, right?
Here's my thing with this.
Like,
and-
you understand, there's 1.1 billion people that's seen it
Yeah.
worldwide. That's why they did it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
there's
no, but that's-
there's no like, I can't wait to see how he
took
trains.
the crossroads and literally went back into the ring with the fake belt. No one said, don't worry about the toy.
I may or may not have a relationship with someone that created their own belt.
We all, first of all,
I'm walking
you
out
have the
in 2
Superbird belt. This guy created the WrestlePro Gold Championship for himself. Now he wants another belt for himself, but now we're all going to complain because he has a fake hardcore championship.
Because
Come
he's
on.
120 pounds.
And you know what?
Minimum
And
220
Spike
plus.
Spike Dudley was a stud too.
Fair.
But not for nothing. I wasn't using a... You know how I am. Wrestling's got a prestige to it with me.
I understand.
You saw the belt that WrestlePro had before I had the championship. It was a piece of shit.
Garbage,
It was
yeah.
falling apart. The thing was swinging around in a circle that said champion. Like, I'm gonna walk around with that? No. I got a fucking belt made. And
He's
you know,
basically the Ultimate Warrior. You know, he can start making his own shit, and that's fine.
So look, man. Here's
Okay.
my thing with it.
That's the difference than Travis Scott going to the ring with a hardcore championship belt that was a concept art. It wasn't even it's not even a real thing.
I understand that belts don't matter, records don't matter. Some things should matter. Ric Flair's title reign 16 times.
20.
That's something that should have been taken care of a little bit more in the ending of this because you've now broken that record.
Is he
and
not
I
a 20-time champion?
No, he's a 16-time. Everybody knows that.
16 times.
Is he a 20-time overall champion?
Yes, but they don't count certain, I think, yes.
But I
There's
think
more.
that's something that should have
Yes,
been.
but no, but
that's
yes.
something that should have been taken care of a little bit more. And it's fine.
What do you mean? Wait. Taken care of? What are you talking about, man? The 16-time thing lasted for like 20 fucking years.
Okay, but end it in a better way than you
Well,
did. Is what
again,
I'm
I
saying.
agree with you there. I agree.
That's the only thing that bothered me. Cena winning it didn't bother me.
We weren't mad about Cena winning. We were mad that Travis Scott was the guy that was the one that.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been The Rock.
I'm not even
piece
mad
of
by how
history
it
on the
finished,
line.
though. Because I love this different heel version of Cena. He's telling you what he's doing. He's telling you he's ruining wrestling. He's telling you that he doesn't want to give you your way. He doesn't want you to go home happy. So it all fits in. The match was lackluster. He can't wrestle. He didn't have to. His moves were okay. They did what he had to do, and he finished it with a low blow.
Did he take a real bump?
No.
No, we were talking about the same
I
thing.
know, but all
the
of
first
his
shoulder tackle, he landed on his elbows.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm like,
And you know what though? Not for nothing. You and I haven't really taken any bumps lately, right? But when we were in Staten Island, and
I took one in Staten Island.
so did I. But realize how easy that was for us to just, we know what it is. We know how to bump. It's easy. So Cena, it's not like it's not muscle memory. He knows how to bump. He just chose not to.
I think it was on purpose to show that he doesn't have to wrestle. Everything he was saying was, you can't wrestle. Cool. I don't have to. I'm still going to beat you.
Not for nothing. That sounds about right. Although the last time we went viral, you were fucking completely wrong.
Everything I said leading up to this WrestleMania card came true. Whoever thought that Jey Uso was going to turn heel is an asshole.
Listen,
What a piece of shit.
Wasn't it such a mediocre turn?
It was a mediocre turn.
His
to say the
mediocre
least.
rise.
God damn.
But if you want to,
I still defending you the last night.
I said
bro,
thank you,
it's
Dave. I said
insane
thank
how many days later we're still like, he made mediocre.
I can't even say it right, so I'm not even trying to. I'm not even
Meteoric.
trying to say it right because I can't say
Meteoric. Meteor.
That's what I'm trying to
words
say.
you don't know,
That's
just
what I'm
look,
trying to
just
I know
knock
the word.
people.
It just didn't come out right. And it still doesn't come out
This was a
right.
good idea, by the way.
I know.
This is a great idea.
I know it was a great idea. Sometimes I have a great idea
Think
too.
about this for a second, though, right? The first match of the whole entire WrestleMania was Jay versus Gunther. He took a fucking belt shot to the face and continued to wrestle. Cody takes
He's
one and he
Samoan.
dies.
Again, I believe that if
He's
you
Samoan.
And I believe the children are our future.
And I believe in Joe Hendry.
I love this.
That was so. That might have been the most entertaining.
Yes.
No, but for real, like we'll get into that in a second. But the only thing that I have a problem with is the fact that like last year we all witnessed Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. It took a village to get that match done, right? For this to just take a kick to the dick and a fucking belt shot, and then I feel like there was even a 10-second lag after that.
Yeah.
Covers him. I'm like, he's going to kick out. 1, 2.
Yeah,
He
it was
goes,
a
I was like,
slow
here comes the
cover.
shoulder. 3. And I was like, what? I was like, wait.
Everyone was like that, and not in a good way.
I'm even fine with that because John Cena's not sending you home happy. This is the rhetoric that he's saying. This is the story he's saying. What I'm not happy about is there's no Rock. You are the hook. You are the entire reason that it happened. It's like, okay, July 15th on Martell's Tiki Bar, War on the Shore 2. The 3 of you don't show up. And it's just me and Peter DeRigo. Who's Peter DeRigo? Exactly. No one fucking knows. Hey, guys, what's up? Where's
stuff to
Payne?
do.
Where's Sturgio? Where's Tommy D? They're not coming. Enjoy the show, though.
And then I'm going to be on McAfee the next day saying, you know what? It was about the
Didn't they
stars.
set all this stuff up? But yeah, Peter DeRigo's here. But what's he going to do? Doesn't matter.
It was
Peter
about the
DeRigo's
stars.
here. That's what this
Why
was.
wasn't
No
it about
Rock
the
is
stars
infuriating.
last year? Last year would have been the time for The Rock not
That's
to have been
the
there.
fucking problem, and our friends like Dave LaGreca and other people have really shouted this out.
I love LaGreca's
Is that the
rant.
same?
Well, because LaGreca was pissed off that he was there last year. I mean, the pink robe promo will go down in wrestling
and
history.
that's fine, but now he's got a new one that's about 500,000 views already since Monday. So
Yeah.
he's out there. But what I'm saying is,
Easy, we're trying to get him.
those I know, I love LaGreca. He knows. I fucking texted him after the rant. I was like, bro, you good? I was like, yeah, everything okay?
We still on for the draw?
Yeah, right. Everything that we want. Like, all right. So when The Rock inserted himself last year, right? Everybody was like, oh, God damn it. Why is he here? Like, it's The Rock. He wants to go against Roman Reigns, and the world exploded. The world exploded. They changed the fucking main event of WrestleMania last year because of your opinion. You, the Mark, your opinions. You
pointing at me?
The camera. the change of opinion. They changed the match because the fans went nuts, right? So now you take The Rock out of the equation, and they're like, what, no Rock? I'm like, wait a minute. What do you fuckers want? I don't understand it.
I want The Rock, but I want him there the way that I want him there.
Exactly. And that's the problem with you fans. You guys don't know what you want. And when we ask you directly what you want, hey, what would you like to see play out? I don't know, but not that. Right?
Give me what you want. Cut it with Batista, please.
Yeah. Give me what I want. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Batista.
yeah, Batista. So it's still on my workout playlist, despite the fact that he's a half of the jerk off now.
Come on, that was a
If you
great
play
fucking
I Walk Alone,
entrance song.
I'm
Come
fairly
on.
confident I could
That's a
conquer
great
a
entrance
third world
song.
country with a pair of chopsticks and goggles. I Walk Alone with that, I will destroy anything on planet Earth. I don't need a weapon.
Do you remember?
I will conquer the world.
Do you remember? I think it was what's his face's reaction.
Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods.
The best.
He was in the back. He was like, going crazy. So anyway, look, to put a bow on the main event at least. the world is kind of up in arms, right? And then within 24 hours, where everybody's like, I can't believe this shit happened. What did we do? What happened? What's wrong? We have ourselves a new contender already. And shout out to the WWE production team because they were on their A game, not only night 2 of WrestleMania, but also Raw. The fact that you saw Randy Orton just appear out of nowhere on Monday Night Raw and smack him with the fucking RKO and start
He
that.
stole wrestling weekend. He stole it.
Fair.
Yeah.
But just when I thought,
justifiably, because how many times have we said, man, every time Randy Orton makes a comeback,
he's got fucked, he's
Punk
got
came back, and this, that, and the third. He finally got his due for 2 nights in a row, right? For 2 nights in a row, he got the Joe Hendry moment, which we'll get into in a second, and then, of course, the RKO saying, and then his tweet, hello, old friend. We got ourselves heel Cena versus face Orton. That's never happened. It's never happened. So I think it's going to be fantastic. Now, that leads me to question you guys.
Real quick before you go, I think that everyone's pissed off about. Excuse me. Everyone's pissed off about The Rock not being there, whatever, blah blah blah. But haven't we talked about the long-term storytelling that they're doing? So that there was so much to unload too on Monday at the end of that. So
yeah, but on Tuesday it comes out that he didn't go there because they needed to sell tickets to Elimination Chamber. That's what I got from Pat McAfee.
Chamber. Wait, what?
what?
The reason why The Rock showed up at Elimination Chamber was because ticket sales were down.
Oh, all
So
right.
we answered the call to get there.
So what's that? It's called business. Business 101. You didn't need The Rock for
It's called,
WrestleMania.
I got the lost season finale for WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well,
There's
there's the reason. The only reason why we had Rock, a Cena and a Cody is because of The Rock. So bravo to The Rock for once again delivering something for us. And
Well, we
because he
did
wasn't there
say-
in the flesh, people are up in arms going absolutely nuts.
But we did say that this WrestleMania, like a lot of these matches, were just going to be cannon fodder. It's the stuff that's going to happen after the matches that are going to make this WrestleMania worth it in the long run.
And I
that's
think
kind of what we're seeing now.
WrestleMania was fantastic up until that close. And the 6.5, I'll bring out the Excel spreadsheet. There's a 4 point.
The fuck
I
you
gave
will.
four- I gave four- no, I gave 4 points for the tag team match, and I gave 2 points out of 10 for John Cena and Cody
2
Rhodes.
out of 10?
A 2 out of 10.
My
I
God.
thought the
It wasn't
match
really a good
sucked.
match.
It wasn't a good
I
match.
think you guys
Sucks.
you're missing 2 key things.
closer, Tom.
Like one, how does Chelsea
Let
Green?
me hear your ear.
How does Chelsea Green not get on? And 2, where the fuck was Chad Gable?
Right?
You
That
guys
was really, I mean, Chad Gable had a
How
great
does he not
year,
show up?
And it's really aggravating he wasn't on the main
It's
show.
insane.
Yeah.
Out of control.
I'm with you. on
And then
that.
you got a Lucha Libre
So
that comes out and dresses like the other Lucha Libre. They looked like they had
Well,
an
I
inner
said
feud
no, no.
It looked
going
like-
on with the same colors.
I mean, I'm happy that
Who's your seamstress?
I'm happy that we got Latimer. I'm happy that we got Effie. I'm happy that we got Santana. But I wanted Grande Americano for all the years that I've
needs
been
his
watching
visa.
him.
Yeah.
But because he's with WWE now, we couldn't get him for War on the Shore. But I'm very happy he's doing this.
We
Next
probably
year.
could have
El
snuck him in.
Cabeza.
War on the Shore.
Silencio.
Espanol.
Don't you think? We could have snuck him in.
Telemundo, huh?
We could have snuck him in.
Very true. Very true. So another big moment that's been viral and one of the most watched clips I know personally on my end, I've probably watched it 60 times, is Joe Hendry making his entrance against Randy Orton. Now, we just mentioned Randy Orton. Now, look, we're going back and forth on the text. Who's it going to be? Rusev, this, that, and the third, which, by the way, Rusev came back too. Looks like $1 million. That's another registered fumble loss by Tony Khan because he can't even recover him. He's just like, shit. Yeah, I just hold it here. I mean, Tiki Barber had this problem with the Giants, right? You gotta get it right
His
inside.
bicep looks so weird.
Rusev Musica. By the way, small thing, just old music. Can we go with the old music? This new thing, I didn't really understand what was going on.
I don't think they're doing anything really old. It's all
I'm well aware.
re-recorded.
Hopefully, what's her face is coming back too. His wife.
She signed a Legends deal.
There it is. So she'll be back. All right, cool.
They're not married, buddy.
Yes, they are.
No.
They're married again. I thought they
No,
I
that
thought-
never happened. They said that was bullshit. That was a
okay.
fake divorce.
Damn it. There goes my shot.
There goes my
So
fake
then why
divorce ploy. Damn it. But no, so Joe Hendry is the announced guys. We're going back and forth.
Yeah.
We're going back and forth trying to figure out who's going to be.
I said it. And you said you wouldn't go with a face Orton. I was saying his name all day.
So
and he appeared. I was very
the
happy.
best part about that was that the doors opened, and at that moment, I'm still like,
Who is that?
like I still didn't know. Then that say his name thing hit, and I'm like, and again, I don't like
goosebumps.
cursing
You
in
can
front
see
of my
me.
kids. I don't.
I got the wrong goosebumps.
I don't like. I
Here we
don't.
go.
I don't like.
Here we
cursing.
go.
I don't like cursing in front of my kids.
all because of some guy's ass.
They were both okay. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't like for the
Paul,
love of God.
like Paul Heyman style.
Yeah, this whole what was that? What was that? We'll get into that in a second too. But so the music hits. I'm
got into it for a minute.
I'm sitting down, right? I'm sitting down with my kids, and we're watching this, and say his name, and I'm like out loud, and I don't like cursing in front of him. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, no way. So then he comes out, and it's just this moment, and the best part of his entrance was obviously the entrance itself, but they go to Randy while he's in the ring, and Randy was like a De Niro, like, oh yeah, no, I heard of this guy. Yeah, no, I get it. I all the buzz down there.
But he's doing like the grip.
But yeah, right. These shows, right? Like, but here's the thing. Now, internet wrestling community, we all know you guys are vultures and bloodsuckers and suck.
Shower.
Please,
They
deodorant.
squashed the TNA champion. You're fucking stupid.
The fact that anybody said that, it doesn't even matter. The fact that people thought for a second, a nanosecond, that the WWE buried the TNA champion, you guys are lunatics.
Bro, because they always do that at WrestleMania. They always bury the TNA World Championship whenever it's on WrestleMania,
Oh,
right?
yeah, no, Tommy T. When's the last time the TNA World Champion was on WrestleMania?
Never.
Like, so what are we doing here?
He got made.
Bro, and he was given everything, the camera shots, to this, to that, and then the RKO. Dude, it was so
Even
good.
Vikingo had
Chris
a
Payne?
WrestleMania moment.
Chris Payne, Fight Factor.
Chris Payne, Fight Factor.
Point of order. What are your thoughts, or do you think that they pumped in any cheers for him?
No way.
No.
Okay,
genuine.
So if that's the case, then
I think
he,
they pumped
without
in
a
boost
doubt,
for
had
Cody.
the pop of the night.
No, they did not. Hold on. Say it again.
I think he 1,000% had the pop of the night, though. The initial pop when he first came out, the whole fucking crowd was cheering with it. I thought my
Oh, you're saying for night 2.
What?
Or WrestleMania as a whole.
WrestleMania as a whole.
As a whole, I thought that he got.
Jay winning, I think, was the pop.
Jay got a big one.
I thought-
I think when Travis Scott's music played, there was a massive one, and they were like, "This is it. This is where all the clusterfuck is about to
But
start."
was that a pop?
And there wasn't.
But was that a pop for Travis or a pop for the possible moment?
The possible moment.
The moment.
Like,
Right.
here we
Joe
go.
Hendry,
Now we're
here
gonna
we
start
go.
going.
Joe said in the chat, here we go. It's starting to go.
Hendry's music hit, and they fucking went crazy.
Yeah.
I went crazy
My
on my couch.
fucking,
My wife turned to me and said, "You're a loser."
Speaking of fucking screaming, my son, who's not allowed to like watch wrestling around anybody else because they get so angry because he's loud, he screams out,
was a
"God
shot.
damn, Joe Hendry!" And of course, somebody in my fucking opposite family goes, "Tate, you gotta be quiet." I'm like, you're coloring eggs. Shut the fuck up.
You can tell the pain. While vacations are fun, not all vacations are fun.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, he's popping.
I was about to say, I don't
That's not my coffee.
Hey,
Not my coffee.
By the way, what is that? What are you partaking in over there? What brand is that?
Hold on, did we get a check?
Not yet, but we could.
yet.
I mean, you could just give.
It's in the mail with the fucking.
You can give him.
other one.
You can give him a rub.
Goddamn fucking.
You know what I
postal
love out of
service.
all of this?
Hold on.
You've gotten tequila. He's gotten
Your
tequila.
bottle's out
talking
there.
about?
I got guts.
You walked
what
away
are you
when I pulled it out of my
talking
bag. I went to hand it to you and you walked away.
Edit that out, please.
You got smoke in your eyes.
Yeah, that's extra work for me, so that's not happening.
Hold on. Brought to you by Soon. Wild.
Oh my God, right up in there. Wild comment. It's like we're having a battle of the tequilas. Anyway,
No, I think Hendry got the pop of the night. Honestly,
listen, it's hard to argue, right? It's hard to argue.
And that was the most excited I was all weekend.
And
And
then
how big is that for TNA? Your champion had a
It's
fucking
huge,
WrestleMania
bro.
moment.
Just like when Jordan Grace, when she was still TNA, entering the Rumble for the first time. People were like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, but
Hendry's tweet-
WrestleMania hits different, dude.
Hendry's tweet was, "I just wrestled Randy Orton at WrestleMania."
Yeah.
Thank you.
How many-
I
how many
interviewed him.
times?
It was me, Josh, and Joe Hendry on the Wrestling Hour, and we literally said, like, what's the biggest moment that could possibly happen? He's like, me wrestling anybody at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Boom! Here we are. The goal has been met. The dream has been achieved.
You know what I'm super happy about? Because when he debuted at Rumble, they totally fucked it up. His spin gimmick, they totally ruined it, and they got it every time. Plus Randy's,
Bro,
And
Randy's
then-
when he turned around and did the
Randy,
fucking thing.
but
I was like,
Randy's
God.
RKO was like literally out of nowhere because it came from the side.
Can we also
Like
talk
somebody
That was
pushed him in.
so cool.
the camera work, and I have to again. I understand Cena's been cutting these dry ass promos, but to hear
Oh shit!
like on his way down, like that was money, bro.
Yep.
You can't complain about that.
Yep.
Anyway, so Joe Hendry gets a big moment. We do get the return of Becky Lynch, who then turns heel the following day. We also get, there's just so much. Obviously, Jey Uso wins the championship. We all said we were on the fence, I think. We didn't know if this was actually going to be able to pull the trigger on this, but he did it. The celebration was a little weird. I don't know if anybody realized that, like on Raw.
My anxiety was
I was like,
skyrocketing.
okay, who's going to... Oh, Sammy's looking at him.
Don't do it, Sammy.
Oh, no, Jimmy, don't do
it,
that.
Jimmy.
No, Jimmy. Okay, he's raised his hand. Oh, they're hugging again. Dude, I was on the edge of my seat.
We got through this.
Waiting.
That was like you for when we were at Raw for Rey Mysterio's like 20th year. When we all thought that Dom was going to turn him on that night. You're like, don't do it, Dom. Don't do it.
I was yelling. It's like, Dom, no.
I texted you guys, and it's my honest opinion. When Sammy came out dressed in his $28 suit, looking like he had just come out of the TJ Maxx to dress for the occasion, I literally felt like we were all throwing paper at each other in the classroom. The teacher was absent, and here comes the substitute teacher to teach the lesson. Like, come on, guys, let's take this seriously.
It's movie day.
How do you feel about Sami Zayn?
Yeah. So, you know what?
He's just a whiny
You talk about crowd reactions. Crowd reactions. Joe Hendry gets a pop, but a really big moment has gone under the radar. We have literally seen, the most hated man on the roster, Dominic Mysterio, is all of a sudden the biggest babyface of all time, and it happened in Vegas. And it's unbelievable what this dude has overcome. He couldn't get a word out, guys, in a couple of these promos. The boos were just heinous.
He had a heel turn when he was a heel.
Right. So, but like the culture shift here, or the climate shift for him, where people were just like rooting for this guy to win, and when he won, they fucking went nuts for it. And then his walk up to Raw, like people just started going fucking nuts to see this guy. How did this happen?
The same way it happened that people started booing Cody. They came out of nowhere.
Hold on. Did you see Carlito backstage go to cheers the belts with his apple?
Carlito is doing some of the best work he's ever done. Promo-wise, he's the best.
His poor ribs.
He goes like this. He goes,
I know. Dude.
okay.
Another fucking massive...
He goes, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love how before Mania
That's
they
not cool.
showed how solid those fucking new desks are.
Dude, to go through those things.
Loaded.
These are like the old...
Did you see the shards on the ground?
That was impressive.
Like,
that
oh
was
my
really
God.
I said, all right, so what's the... I can only imagine...
Bro, I explained it to Chase. I'm like, Dad, he's like, who's that? I'm like, oh, that's the Spanish announce table. It's not going to last long. Don't worry. And sure as shit.
We went back in time, and then the following night they switched spots. It was almost as if like, all right, you know what, Spanish announce team, you've had enough. Like we're gonna break the other guys. And then obviously transpiring on Raw, we also saw Gunther come out there and basically reinvent himself as a heel by coming back out there, beating the shit out of fucking Pat McAfee, almost fucking up Cole. You got the entire Pat McAfee staff trying to jump the rails and get involved. That was awesome. It was like, holy shit, real fight feel. But even McAfee was making a joke. He's like, he got 17 security guards trying to get my boys, and thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. But nobody was helping me. Because I was getting choked out. I was turning red, and nobody understood it. And there was one guy.
I got to ask you guys this as we're talking about that. And I love the fact that Jay won. Excited for that. Don't you think the ending was kind of goofy?
No, the choke out?
I thought the choke, we said that we thought it was
too fast.
just a little bit too quick. But
Yeah, but so here's my thing. 2 weeks ago, you were handcuffed to a rope and watched your brother get fucking bludgeoned.
yes.
Right.
Absolutely bludgeoned.
I know where you're going with this. He should not have let go of the choke.
No, he shouldn't let go. They should have had
Like babyface.
But I
Gunther
was going to
pass
say, that's
out.
why, as I
There was
predicted,
no
he's-
blood. There was no color at all. I'm like, it was great to see him win.
It was too quick. But you know what, though? Think about this.
Well, what do you expect from a guy that's mediocre?
Think about this. No. You're a jiu-jitsu guy. You're an MMA guy, right? Think about this.
Super flexible.
If you lock in a choke, right, and you know there ain't no turning back, there's been some fast tap outs in the UFC.
There has,
I was
but-
going to say the same, and especially the person that owns it, that it's their hold. He knew it was locked in. He knew we couldn't do anything, so he.
That's the only reason why I think a fast tap works.
I was with you.
Yeah,
with that.
it just.
Here's another reason why the fast tap works. Because technically a splash, you're taking out the air of somebody's lungs.
Okay.
He gave him 3 of them.
All right.
Yeah, there is
Well,
a
the
lot.
last
There's
one was
build
on
to
his
build
back,
to
so
build
yeah.
to build.
Build.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
Completely.
I guess because
That's like
of-
you work the leg until the guy can't run the ropes anymore and he falls when you try to shoot him.
I guess it's just because of what had happened 2 weeks prior with Jimmy just looking like a fucking murder scene, and then we got that ending for WrestleMania. I just thought
it's just great to see. Like I said, that match, that storyline, it might be over.
For a guy 3 weeks ago that the fucking IWC was fucking labeling as a bust and horrible choice, and for whatever reason, no one knows to this day why they fucking.
Yeah, you know what? Now let's see if the interest gets kept when he's got the belt. It's
now,
always the chase.
You're at the mountaintop, and sometimes it's all about the journey, right? Like when you get there, now it's a whole nother ballgame.
This is what I've been saying for months, that he is the babyface the company will have for the next 10 years.
And that he's mediocre.
No one ever thought he was going to turn heel. Never happened. He's a true
different show. It's a past season, guys. There's a new season.
All I'm going to say is he still might not be wrong with that. With Jay and the Rock.
So again, these are little tiny nuanced things that if you're really watching this program, you're watching these little nuanced things that Jey Uso is doing. On his way out of the ring with Sami Zayn and with Jimmy Uso, you felt there was some kind of tension. There was some kind of, why are they here for me? Like, almost as if he felt uncomfortable that those guys were there.
Here's my point to that. Look what transpired on Raw with Heyman. Heyman turned on Roman. You very well might see.
So now I'm with you on this because
My God, both of his balls are going back and forth.
Who has Roman Reigns ever turned on?
Everyone.
Everybody turns on him.
Nobody. All three men in that ring turn on Roman Reigns. And Cody kind of predicted it. Sami Zayn turned on Roman Reigns. Jimmy and Jay turned on Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins turned on Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman now turned on Roman Reigns.
Punk is the only one that
as if somebody predicted that once upon a time. And I'm not talking about Cody Rhodes. There was a guy who came out during one of the Bloodline's peak moments, and Roman was the leader, and he had all the Usos and the Sami Zayns of the world. Somebody came out to the ring with an hourglass and put it on that ring. Who was that? That was Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross said, they're all going to turn on you. Here's your clock. Best of luck. And left.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
By the way, I love Karrion Kross. Nod of approval when the New Day walked by him.
Bro, dude, Karrion Kross, with that promo, everybody saw it already, right? Everybody's seen the promo already.
See the second one?
What?
See the second one?
Well, the one he just did with Sam Roberts.
The clip after the clip?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
He's like, these motherfuckers leaked my private information. As he's walking away. So it's like a clip that they look like they did separately.
Okay. Well, all I know is this was...
that felt so real.
Very reminiscent.
So real, though.
Of Triple H and Jim Ross.
Yes. You want to shoot?
Shoot. I am the fucking game, pal. Like, this guy was like, and that the guy in the suit and the tie, go fuck yourself. And I was like, how? Even Scarlett was like, baby, no. Like, what are you doing? You're going to ruin our jobs. Like, this was the most real, authentic shit you've ever seen.
Was like this.
Yes. Sam was like, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me.
My favorite line of it was, Sam, you're a good guy. What are you doing in this business? I really like that.
Dude, and he's like, if you're a fan of professional wrestling, you should know that I'm this and I'm that. That was the realest we're going to get. And now,
Did you notice he used his name too?
Killer Kross.
Killer Kross.
Of course, yeah. He's like, now the killer's out. Remember, on Thursday of that week, he was doing Bloodsport, doing some kind of fucking crazy MMA meets pro wrestling event, right? It was great.
My favorite event in the
It was, by the way, stacked with WWE talent. Please, for the love of God. This guy doesn't know silent, by the way. He has to have vibrate. He's like, my house is on fire. I got to go. And if it is...
What a half-ass excuse.
Yeah, that's right. I almost said that in the text today. I'm like, Tom, you coming or is your house on fire?
I'm here. Talk about leaking private information. Fucking blowtorch.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Who's the culprit?
Yeah. This is the easiest way to get rid of weed. He's like fucking Seth Rollins, like,
looking like fucking Ray Stantz in Ghostbusters too.
Yes.
Oh man, I love you too.
Why am I covered with goo?
Hey, man. I love you. So, Karrion Kross, shout out to him. Can't wait to see where that goes. He just followed me on Twitter because we're boys. But yeah, so it's a massive thing for Karrion Kross. Elephant in the room, we got to talk about it. Obviously, we saw the double cross. I guess Heyman turns on Punk. As soon as he positioned himself... Tommy D, shout out to Tommy D, called this. He said his last gut feeling was that's a massive gut. He has a massive gut. No, his gut feeling was that he was going to turn on both. And we're like, I don't know about all that. Bing, bing, 2 low blows. Here we go.
And now look at the faction that
So now
he's
here's
building.
my question, because now what we saw at the end of Raw, and one of the content creators was hilarious. And again, some of these guys who watch and stream Raw, some of the guys are cringe, but some of the guys are funny.
The 2 girls are cringe.
Well, there's also a guy, I think it's Zan Tapper, Zib
Is
Tapper.
he the short-haired, brown-haired kid? He's like short.
I don't know. But anyway, he goes, when the spear happened to Roman, he thought he was Heyman. And he's like, Heyman speared Roman. No, wait, that's not Heyman. It's like,
Imagine Heyman moving like that.
Heyman's out there like, ooh. It's like, no. But anyway,
Heyman
so.
runs a 4-3-4.
Even though it's a war.
He just fucking bang. But no, what I will say is, when Braun comes in and reveals himself, I was above the moon on this. I was like, this is great. Now I have to raise the question. Now, we watched Braun Breaker lose the championship on Saturday, right? Which, to me, that was going to happen. It had it flipped. A lot of people predicted it on one of our shows, our clips.
I have a prediction.
It's going to be Finn Balor. It's going to be Dom pinning Finn. I'm like, nah, I think it's Finn's time. Clearly, I'm wrong. But like, so now Braun Breaker loses the Intercontinental Championship. My opinion was that, okay, that means he's destined for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's next in line for Braun Breaker. Now he joins up with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman in what looks like either the Dangerous Alliance 2.0 or a fucking Evolution type 2.0.
I have a funky prediction with this.
Here we go. It's going to be
I
right in
think-
3 weeks.
What?
It's going to be right in 3 weeks, so just say it.
I told you.
I think that Paul Heyman is just using Seth Rollins, and he's going to turn Braun Breaker loose on him.
Oh, 1,000%. You don't remember the fucking interview he did with the conversation?
So
in
this
NXT
isn't a group.
with
This isn't
Heyman?
a long storied
No.
group. It's going to be just Breaker and Heyman.
You don't think Curtis Axel's coming back?
So here's
You didn't see it?
Or Ryback.
Do you remember the interview at NXT when Paul Heyman was down there talking to him?
Now look, this to me. Now look, we saw how Raw ended. Stomp, Roman, CM Punk, dead to rights. Both former Heyman guys. Now you have new Heyman guys. There's still one more Heyman guy that could save the day. And I know I've been clamoring for this for way too long now.
Hornswoggle.
But can fucking Brock Lesnar please come back? Brock and Braun? Like, does it write itself?
Imagine having a tag team.
So
Well,
now
that's what I'm saying. You can either join, you could be a third man. He's the third man. He could be-
Scott's son, right?
Who?
Scott Steiner's son.
Yes.
Is he signed yet?
No.
No.
He's
He's got a
training.
son too? Wait, his son's training too? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, he is.
Son,
That's
he-
right.
his Scott
son,
said
he
that his
just
son is
finished-
going.
he just graduated
He's definitely,
college.
he's definitely going. So
Steiner Brothers Part 2.
inside of the Dangerous Alliance.
By the way, underrated theme song. Scott, like the Steiner Brothers in WWF. I loved it. I don't know if anybody else.
College music?
Yeah, it was just like it felt like a college fight song. Anyway, but look, Braun Breaker. Now, since you already made your prediction, I can't ask you because I have no idea. But Tommy T, does this stunt the growth of Braun Breaker because now he's taking a little bit of a back seat to the championship runs?
With the way I see it, it's the second time he's done a spear like that to Roman. He speared Roman at the Royal Rumble, and now he speared him again. I think that if you put him into a feud with Roman Reigns, which is kind of where I see this going, you are excelling him right to a main event category.
Oh, I think he's a superstar already. I just think that like,
Yeah,
is
I
this
thought he was
a little
already
bit of
there.
a is this like a I'm gonna get off exit 2 over here and go this way for a little while, but make my way back onto the highway down the road.
I don't think anything stunts you working with Heyman because that's like
absolutely.
that's like working with Heenan. If you're working with
Yeah,
one of
that's
those
fair.
guys, the top
Working with Heyman now
managers
is
in the
like,
business.
is like winning the Intercontinental Championship belt because it's like, okay, you work with Heyman, now you're made to be the top guy.
I think
Yep.
I think it's even more than that. I think it's like
there's
it's
no,
winning the
there's
Royal
nothing
Rumble.
bigger than winning
It's like
the fucking World Championship, buddy.
it's like winning the Royal Rumble. It's like like it's you are on now a path that people would die to be on.
Yeah. So just curious about that. It's going to be a fantastic couple of weeks
I have a question for the three of you.
for the
Is it a
panel.
mediocre one?
God damn it!
420.
Who would you like to see in the Dangerous Alliance?
Like if they had
What
to add a
other-
new member.
If you had
Current roster right now?
current roster right now.
Well, here's what I look at it like. I look at this like evolution. So if this is evolution, you already have the current, which was Triple H, right? the current right now is Seth Rollins. The
Heyman's
future,
Flair.
the future is Braun Breaker. It was Batista and Orton, and of course the legend. That's Paul Heyman, but he was also active. Part of me thinks there's going to be a older seasoned vet in this thing. I'm talking older than Rollins. I don't know who, but if you really want to mimic something, and then maybe even another future guy, give somebody else a rub. I don't know who. I mean, look, there's plenty of people out there. It could be anybody. It could be they can get rid of the Street Profits and make the active one.
I have Montez Ford on this list.
Montez Ford is one of these guys. Like because again, you need a little bit of extra flavor on something.
You could have them both if they want to have a tag team. So you could have.
How about you have a legend that has a lot of experience that is new in WWE's lives, like LA Knight or Ethan Page?
What about Chris Jericho?
I don't think it's going to be the Street Profits because I think Montez is about to break out in about 6 months to a year. By
No,
himself.
I was saying.
How
I
many
want
years have we
Montez
been
to break
saying
out
that, by
and
the
go
way?
with Heyman.
What?
That
And
Montez
be
is
so-
going to break out.
I know.
I was saying
mean,
that for
they
like
just
3
started
years.
winning
guy's
the belts
stuck.
a year ago.
But I just feel like this isn't, and I know you just said that it's not going to be a long-lasting group. I think this is.
No, I think it'll be a long-lasting group. It
feels-
just won't be with Rollins.
It feels like when Triple
I
H,
like the Braun Breaker thing. He's just you get rid of Seth Rollins.
when
I
Triple
like
H and Stone Cold teamed up for that half a minute. Strowman as your muscle. I don't know if he needs that. There's a lot. There's a lot you could do. And again,
I wrote down Austin Theory, Grayson Waller,
oh, I love Austin Theory in that
Carmelo
spot.
Hayes, Finn Balor, Ludwig Kaiser, Ethan Page, Montez Ford,
Oh, Ethan Page. Wow, damn.
Corey Graves.
What the fuck?
Again, we're going back to being active. And he hasn't been
He
there. I
doesn't
just
know
think
what
it'd be
direction
cool.
he's going.
Rusev and Sean Spears, but
You're terrible.
here's the red herring. Logan Paul.
Nah,
Doesn't need
he's
it.
too much of a thing on his own.
Yeah, it doesn't need it. He doesn't
Speaking
need
of
it.
he's his
Austin
own
Theory
entity.
and Waller, did you see the shot that they took at them at the
Oh yeah,
at the Hall of Fame speech?
Yeah.
Who took a shot
You
at
know, sometimes you could just throw tag teams together and there's no chemistry, and the camera went right to them sitting in the fucking seats.
Holy hell. I didn't see that at all. Anybody else? Anybody watch The Roast?
No. Is it out? You
Yeah, it
can't-
happened on Sunday.
But
apparently.
you can't. It's not airing.
It aired on Peacock, I think, on Sunday. After.
I completely forgot all about it.
I forgot all about it, too.
I looked it up. It wasn't on Peacock, and they're saying that WWE is not allowing it to be released. So unless you were there, you can't see it.
It's supposed to be on Netflix, and they're only saying leaked footage.
Oh, so it could have got bad. It could have got bad.
Could have
By
got
the
bad.
clips that they're actually allowing
I
to show.
heard the shit that the big black guy that's on that. He always has the braids and always up.
On the what?
He said,
on,
he said
roasting.
Braun Strowman looks like someone that runs a meth lab while taking steroids.
Oh, fuck.
And he said Nia Jax is, if she had to use safe words in bed, they'd be ready, set, hut.
Oh my God! See, that's funny though. That's a funny
This is just
joke.
stuff they're
hilarious.
allowing,
See, yeah. So then that means they're gonna keep this shit under wraps.
which I'm very disappointed by.
We're disappointed, but at the same time, Triple H. Also, as we round this podcast out, because we got a lot to talk about as the weeks go by, specifically the War on the Shore details and all that stuff. Did anybody else see the trailer for WWE Unreal?
Yeah.
Are we disappointed? I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Because it's like did you see it?
No.
Did you?
No.
Guys, they're literally going behind the scenes, and they're going to be in the
Oh, wait.
lock.
Is that Triple H? What Triple H
Triple H is basically
We're
like
gonna put the rocket on you.
before.
yeah. So
But
they're
here we
gonna
are.
they're gonna reveal on how the creative process happens.
So I did see something.
I'm on board with it.
10
I'm on
years from
board
now.
with it, but like this is like if kayfabe was dead, this is digging it up and burying it somewhere else. Like this is very bad for any of these. Like, don't show this to your kids if you want to suspend this
Yeah,
reality.
I don't know if I
They're
like
literally
that.
going like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna win here. You're gonna lose here. You're gonna win here. Like they're going through the stories and they're basically peeling back they're taking the fucking curtains down.
You know what? I mean, they did that already with that.
Bro, even if they didn't do it,
that
Dark Side of the
biography
Ring.
that they did in the.
What, Beyond the Mat?
Yeah.
But that was independent. That was something that was done. It wasn't
No,
even
that was
allowed.
that was Vince Russo telling Sable to sell the back. He's got the script in
Yeah.
front of her, telling her, "Make sure you really sell the back in this portion."
Well,
of it.
now I think it's even
Bro,
bigger
they even
because
had
of,
the two guys that had the tryout matches
Yeah.
that they were backstage
I think
for.
it's even bigger now
But
because
they're
of,
showing things that were like last week.
I know. So it's like it's very now, and it's very they're gonna just all bets are off.
I don't like it, but at the same time,
I'm gonna watch the
there's
shit out of it,
So
but, like-
much more access for fans nowadays.
I'm gonna watch the shit out of it to kind of get some booking ideas.
I mean, we
My
got plenty of
favorite,
booking
my favorite
ideas.
podcast to listen to is Bruce Pritchard, Something to Wrestle With.
He's great.
Those were
Bruce
awesome.
is great.
And then obviously there's a consumer for this, right? People
Mm-hmm.
want this, but it's too soon. Do this 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You know, do it like
I agree.
It's still there.
I agree with that. But anyway, tune into that. Tune into all things wrestling, and of course, guys, War on the Shore. It's getting close-ish as we're outside today. If you're in New Jersey,
Close-ish. We were in fucking triple digits 2 weeks ago.
I know. So now it's here. So look,
Next week we're on the shore.
tickets on sale. It's also been announced that all four of us.
You missed War on the Shore too. What happened last week?
Hopefully, Payne is going to join us as well. We'll figure that out as we go, and maybe these guys got to ask the warden at home. But we're also going to be making an appearance and a booth at 90s Wrestling Con in Morristown, New Jersey, on May the 10th. We'll be there with all of our merch and our belt and our podcast stuff. We're going to have a good old time. Sell some tickets over there as well. If you are looking to join the team and sponsor the program that we are putting on, program that we're putting on July 15th, please reach out to us, any four of us. You can just shoot us a DM, say, hey, I got this small business. I would love to be a part of it. Let's talk and let's negotiate.
And just shut up and give me your money.
And that's it. Well, yeah, basically, we just need your money.
All I'm saying.
So that's that. That is a podcast. Hope everybody enjoyed the new layout or whatever. I think it was a better conversation for us.
Yeah, my neck doesn't hurt.
I know. Now I'm just looking at these schleps over here.
Hey,
how you doing?
Hold on.
It's
You got to see
summertime.
what we got to look at over here.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
listen, you
Wait a
fucking-
minute. Yeah. By the way, it's summertime. It's hot in here. You know what that means, right? We're gonna get his fucking gooch shot very soon.
Very soon. Coming to us.
Fucking suck it, Perk 20.
They keep going up.
Wow, I mean, he's Perk Angle over here. Anyway, for Dave Sturgill, Tommy D, Chris Payne, Tommy T.
I'm gay, don't you get it?
This has been another episode.
He just keeps wanting you
of
to
the
clip
fight.
that shit up, bro.
Listen, here's the thing. People are going to start to believe it. His wife's going to leave him. This is going to be catastrophic for his career.
She yells at me for all the
first of
time with the
all,
gay joke. She gets it.
If she hasn't left with this guy buttoning up his top button and wearing those 2 sizes too small fedoras.
My fedoras are, listen, I
They're
have a
not- they don't-
haberdasher,
I figured
I
the
have a
driving.
haberdasher,
Wait, I
have
figured the
custom-made
driving
hats.
gloves would have been the one that did him in. What are you,
Do
Mr.
they know
fucking-
that you're a grown man now and not a child at Baby Gap?
Baby Gap doesn't have haberdashers.
The circumference
It's
on the
something
hat.
there. It's something there.
It's Something Radio Man. We'll see you guys next week.